Hey guys, Coach Kodo here from Icons Rugby. How's it going? Just wanted to jump on and have a chat about attitude. I've been chatting with a lot of players lately, and I've had probably 5 or 6 people come to me about selections and blaming, coaches and politics and kind of all this other jam. And I just wanted to kind of put it out there that the responsibility falls on like yourself as a player. And why that falls around, and what the one thing that I hear a lot of these guys talking about and females talking about is, they're blaming the coaches for this, blaming the coaches for that, and this is bullshit and this is rubbish. And like, it just ticks a box with me that automatically says to me that you have a bad attitude. Like, and not a bad attitude as in, you're a bad person or you think about the game wrong or you're doing things wrong. And that's not the case, because these people I'm talking to are hard workers. They do extra training, they put in the extra work, they work their ass off. They're not bad characters, but it's like they're salty. You know what I mean? It's like they're bitter towards the situation. And you've got to understand that even though we play a sport and we coach a sport that is, around physical skill sets and cohesion and teamwork and stuff like that, characteristics and attitude play a huge part in selections. You've just got to understand that. Coaches are influenced by how they feel about you, and where they get opinions from. And people blame the head coach all the time. And 9 times out of 10, I know myself, I've never made a selection without consulting 2 or 3 influential people in the club or organization or rep team. So that's either 1, talking to the captain, that's either 2, talking to the S&C staff or the physio or the manager. Managers in rugby have a huge influence on selection, and people don't think about this. Managers are the ones who are in the coach's ear saying, have you thought about this? What about that? Because they have that relationship not to challenge, techniques or not to challenge ability, but they challenge, well, man, this person's missed it. They're the ones who keep track of how many sessions you've missed or what kind of gel you're having in the group. Managers watch this a lot more than what coaches do, or they pick up on it, I should say. They pick up on it a lot more. And I just really wanted to kind of tap in that how you handle not getting selected. And I know it's disappointing, and I know you can kind of get a big backlash from it and be, angry and bitter and all this kind of stuff. But if you're continuing like that, like if you come across as a sour grape, someone who drops their bundle, that shows bad characteristics, and it shows a selfishness towards yourself rather than the team, right? And as soon as you rubbish another player and say, oh, I'm better than them, they shouldn't have been selected, I do more than them, you're missing the point. You're 100% missing the fact that you were not selected, not they were selected over you. All right? Because that's how it works. It's like, and even when coaches say, oh, we're going to go with a new mixture, we're going to try this, we're going to try that, they give you that kind of rubbish feedback, right? Because I reckon that's fucking rubbish. It's normally because they're not happy with what you're doing, all right? But they'll mask the fact that, hey, I think you've got a bad character, because people do not want to attack your character. People do not want to attack your attitude. People do not want to say, you know what, you're selfish. Even though you do all this A, B, C, D, E, you're missing Z, right? Or you're doing A, B, D, E, you're missing C. And C's the glue, and that's what I'm looking for, and you don't have it, or you're not giving me that, so I'm going to go with a new direction. Coaches only trial things for 2 reasons. 1, they're not happy with what you're doing, or 2, right, there's injuries, or they're looking to create depth. Now, when it comes to rep sides or higher end sides, they don't need depth. They're playing the best of the best. That's what it's for. That's what the rep side's for. If a young 18-year-old's coming through the ranks and they're bringing them off the bench for a game, no problem. Or a young 15-year-old's coming through, they're bringing them off the bench, no problem. You can understand, hey, man, we're going to give this guy a bit of experience. We're going to funnel him through, we want you to work on ABC. But this is the problem, is that I have these players who are getting not selected or missing selection, and they automatically look to the other player and go, oh, I'm better than them in this, I'm better than them in that, but they might do this a little bit better. And you're missing the point. It's not that they were selected, it's that you weren't. So what in your game is missing? And find out from the coach what the coach is looking for. Just because you think that you've got a better pass, you've got a better kick, you've got a better tackle, doesn't mean the coach thinks like that. Right? I know I've sat at my level, working here, especially in Russia, and other coaches think this is really, really good, and I think that is really, really good, and we're talking about a pass. You know what I mean? So one player could really relate to one coach, and that coach could go, man, his pass is spot on what I need. And one player, the same player with the same pass comes over to me, and I'm like, nah, man, that's not what I need. Yet we're playing the same sport. But you've got to understand, different coaches and different coaching staffs have different visions on the game and what they're looking for your position and for your skill requirement. Okay? So you've got to know that. You've got to figure out, how do you learn from that? How do you get better? Right? And then that brings me to my second point about playing time. And this is the age of, if I got more minutes, I would have played better. No. If you can't kill the game in rugby, league or union, in 10 minutes, if you can't absolutely smash the game out of the park and prove that you're the best player on the field in 10 minutes, then you're not the best player on the field. You're not explosive enough. You're not dynamic. You're not controlled. Yes, you can play, and if more minutes, you'd have more opportunities. But if you have 3 opportunities and don't capitalize on 3 opportunities in 10 minutes, how do you deserve to go up? And then you've got to also understand that if the coach wants impact off the bench, you might be a touch better player overall, you might have a better run or a better something, a better skill set. But if that better skill set is suited to the 30-minute mark or the 4th-minute mark in sevens, or some part in the game where that skill set becomes 2 times valuable because of how the game turns out, you've got to understand that. It's not about the minutes. Yes, everyone wants to be the superstar and start. That's great. But if you're not starting because your particular skill set becomes highly rewarded, then you need to understand that. And you need to grow and develop other skill sets to be better. And it's interesting because I was watching this thing on this guy who teaches philosophy, and he's a psychologist. And he was talking about how people get comfortable and how they want to change, but it's so hard and they expect it so fast that they don't put in the work. And what I'm saying is this is perfect for that person who's not getting selected, to find out, okay, how do I upskill myself in certain areas and develop in areas that I lack? Could be soft social skills, how you speak to people. You got to understand, selection is not just on ability. It's attitude, it's body language, it's cohesion, it's how you present yourself. It's what you say, it's the jokes you crack at training. So many things can offset someone to judge you in a separate way that you can't sit behind and not have characteristics, because normally the people who are themselves and 100% authentic are the ones who coaches and managers go, I like that person, they are real. And they're going to give me everything. They're not going to give all that they have on the day. They're going to give me absolutely everything that they've ever been given, every single training session, every single day. Whether they're up or down, when they cross that line, they're giving it their all. And this is the thing that I'm trying to get across to a lot of footy players, and I hope a lot see this, is that selections aren't just about playing ability. If you're not selected or you're rotated or dropped, you need to look outside your playing ability. If you don't get feedback saying, we want you to go work on your pass, we want you to go work on your kick, it's your character. It's how you are as a person. And you can build on that. You can evolve and develop. There's so many PD books out there that will help you grow as a person, achieve confidence, learn how to talk. If you're too quiet, learn how to speak, learn how to communicate through body language. And that's what you must do, because if you keep that hole in there, it's going to stop you no matter how good of a player you are. So guys, that's a little bit of me, what I think about attitude around selection. And it's Coach Curto. I'm out. Peace.